Okay, so we have our audios all set. Good, because the last few times I messed up. Okay, let me make sure that I'm live. Because, sometimes you go live and things don't happen. Very good. It looks like I am indeed live. Bravo, Carlos. Bravo, bravo. Now, the lighting will change a little bit as the sun is setting, and I'm using some natural light. And very cool. So if you guys saw this setup, you guys would be blown away. This looks like a full-blown television studio networking thing from hell. And I have multiple cameras. But sometimes I don't even know which camera to look at because there's so many of them. Yeah, so this is a temporary studio. Literally put it together less than 5 minutes. And what's cool, I think I have, let me see, are you following me? No, you're not following me. How dare you not follow me? Let's change that. There we go. Okay, now you're still not following me. Camera technology. Are you following me? Okay. We'll have to play with that some more. Cool. Now this one will follow me. So we'll switch to that one. And now this one, there you go. There we go. So that one follows me. I'm supposed to have multiple cameras that follow me. What's the point of having cameramen if the cameramen don't follow you? Okay, so I'm going to also put up our... Oh, by the way, welcome. I greatly appreciate you stopping by. I know you don't have to, but, this is kind of how we do things here online when you're just chilling and experimenting and just trying to demonstrate the immense capabilities and qualities of some of the products that I sell and that I offer. So you guys have seen me sitting on the floor. You've seen me sitting on the couch. Today, you're watching me sit at my dining room table. And yet, I still am trying to make it look as professional looking as possible because I want to prove to everyone that it does not take an enormous amount of effort to put together a production or a video or a podcast or whatever it is you're looking to do. If you've ever seen my podcast, it's Garage, the podcast. And in Garage, I like to interview people from out of state or, another side of the country or whatever. And in this particular case, I have the ability to bring guests and stuff like that. And I have not set that up for today. But, you're capable of having up to 5 guests and you can have them set up in a variety of different ways. So, you know what I will do though? Oh, I wasn't supposed to show that yet. Oh, you know what? That's a perfect setup for what I wanted to do. So we're going to go to, now you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm actually going to go into director mode. So now what director mode does is it allows me to set up the next shot in advance. So what I just accidentally did, which is show you a 4-camera shot, that won't happen by accident anymore because in director setup, I can actually do things without accidentally, tapping the wrong thing. And then now it went live before it was ready to go live. So that's kind of what I was looking to show you. And then now that I prepared the shot, you'll see what it looked like. So here's the shot, right? I think you can only still hear me. Hopefully I'm not deafening you guys with a bunch of other audio. Okay, good. I blocked out all the audio. So all these other videos that do have audio, you cannot hear. But I'm going to sneak peek. I blocked out all the audio. Perfect. All right, so I just want to make sure that I wasn't blinding you with a bunch of audio. All right, so what's going on there is the ability to prepare a shot, show it to you, prepare the next shot, then show it to you. Where before, the YOLO was not able to do that. Now, if you're not familiar with the YOLO, here's, let's say, a quick glimpse of when I was showing off the YOLO in NAB in New York right now, NAB is happening in Las Vegas, and this is the first time in a number of years that I have not gone. So it's disappointing. I'm disappointed. I wanted to be able to be at NAB, but here is an opportunity for me to demonstrate technology without necessarily missing out on anything. Like, because I still sell all the technology. I mean, I get introduced to a lot of this stuff in advance. So we may show some of this stuff if I can. All right, so what I want to do, first of all, I want to make sure that people, if you're tuning in, if you tell me that the volume is too loud on my audio, please let me know. If you're a guest that's just stopping by, feel free to let me know, because I really would like to make this an engaging back and forth conversation so that you have the ability of enjoying some of what we're talking about and ask questions, because some of this technology may be new to you. I just realized I may have left the plastic on that camera that covers the screen. So it might be a little bit hazy, but I'll fix that momentarily. I'll use this camera in the meantime. All right, cool. So things that I will be doing momentarily is, for example, I'll show you my phone. So, here, for example, is my phone. I may show you my iPad. So here is my iPad. And then I'll be able to... Oh, interesting. Okay. So I'm using the YOLO deck. And apparently you cannot, when you're in director mode, you can't switch using the YOLO deck. So that's interesting. Even now with the new product, I'm still learning. So we're going to learn together sometimes. All right, let's go to director mode. Let's go back to classic mode. And that way, when I tap, it goes live. All right, very good. So we're all learning together. We're going to have a little bit of a learning process here live. So one thing I'm not doing, I don't have my mixer here because I have it in another studio that I have in Astoria. That's where my audio mixer is, and I have 3 or 4 microphones there in case I was to interview people on location. Today, I'm just doing it from home. Now, in Long Island, we are building some studios, and that is called Mindset Media. And those studios are for focusing on real estate and mortgages and real estate agents being able to show off their stuff. On YouTube, I'm actually watching a live stream from NAB. So what I'm going to try to do, let's see if this works. Oh, all right. So because I have my iPhone connected here, we're going to see if the iPhone's going to let me do what I think it's going to let me do. And what I'm going to do first, see, this is where the tapping thing comes in. What I'm going to need to do first is set the shot up. All right, it's not letting me set it up. So let me set this shot up correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into director mode, because for you guys who are not familiar with the whole process here, normally I never had to do director mode, but for some reason in this case I do. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop the shot so we can enjoy it all together from the iPhone and be able to just enjoy what I'm watching. So here's the live preview coming in from NAB. So this is the DJI booth. This is coming in live from NAB. And normally I'd be the one doing this. I'd be the one showing this off to you. But in this case, so that's like the 360-degree camera. And you know what? I'm going to set up a shot so I can be in camera with you. So this is a little bit more engaging and interactive. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And that'll work. I'll just have a little background there. And so here we go. I'm going to set up another shot. so that now you can see me and we can talk about this shot all together. Okay, so this is the DJI booth, at least if I can see. Yeah, they're showing off the Insta360, which is a 360-degree camera for streaming or for doing your YouTube videos. The benefit of a camera like this is, and let me make sure I can see comments if you guys are commenting. Okay, I do have comments on. So the benefit is that when you have your, let's say your phone or any other camera, what you're doing is you're setting up a shot that you normally are aiming at yourself or aiming away from yourself. With the 360 camera, it's doing a 360-degree video recording in real time. When you go to your editing application, you put in a plugin, and what ends up happening is that that plugin will see the 360-degree full amount of video, and then you get to crop it to, let's say, this format, right? Your horizontal or vertical format. What ends up happening is that you can choose what the viewer is going to watch, because now you control without missing anything. You know, if the camera was aimed at you and something happened behind the camera, normally you're like, oh, I didn't turn my camera fast enough. And that, in this case, you have the full 360 shot. You can choose to show what you would have missed. So that's a really cool feature about the 360. They just showed their sports camera, which is a little bit more rugged, able to go into the snow or, you know, whatever forest you want to hike into, mountain climbing, all that type of stuff, attach it to your helmet, your body, and so on, and be able to do that. So, you know, here's a cool thing about this gentleman who was walking around NAB, and, you know, granted, I did not ask for, let's say, the rights to show this off, but we're able to, you know, share with you. In fact, I should give him a call and say, hey, can we do this as a team type of thing? But he's, you know, I'm not pulling away any viewers from his YouTube page, this is where it's showing on YouTube. I'm showing it to you straight off of my iPhone. So these are things that you're capable of doing with the YOLO. So for example, this is the phone. So I'm showing, you know, what he's doing from the phone. Oops, I didn't, this is what I mean. So there's the phone. Obviously you saw me just backflip you guys in the other shot. So there's all real-time production that you're able to do. I have multiple cameras, so sometimes I forget. I got to get a tally. A tally is one of those lights that tell you which camera is activated, and you can see, you know, which camera to look at. So that's my bad. All right, cool. So let's go back. Let's see what's going on over there. Godex is a company. They have a lot of lights. I see some of their products on social media. Fairly low cost lighting system for your live streaming productions or your video productions like YouTube videos and stuff like that. So he didn't go there, but I saw the booth. This show is massive. Today, I know from what I heard was that one of the buildings is not open for either reconstruction or who knows what the reason is. So the show is split up a little bit, and you have to kind of do a lot of walking just to go to the other side where the rest of the other booths are in play. So that's kind of, you know, some of the stuff that I wanted to kind of show off. The other thing I wanted to show off is what the product is that I'm using here. So here, I'm using the Extreme right now. This is like my first real testing of my stream. Now I'm using green screen, so you can see little dots and stuff. I haven't really played with the settings too much, but this is a green screen, and I'm showing you what the production looks like in real time. So I could probably mess around with the green screen a little bit. But other things you can do, for example, is, here I can show off my website. And what I can then do as I'm showing off my website is engage with the website. So here, I'm going to, let's see if I can go to my website, show you guys that shot. Let's go there. And then I'm able to then go here. And even though you're seeing me in the shot, I'm able to then show you my website. Now, one of the things I wanted to do today is change this main portion of the website, which is showing off our big streaming box. Now, what that means, that little suitcase that's open in the middle of the street in Manhattan, which I photographed, everything that's there. The powerful feature of that box is the fact that it is brutally powerful. So inside the Yolobox, you can. Oh, you know what I want to do before I go too deep into all this stuff? Let's. I'm going to go into Facebook. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this live, because there's groups on Facebook that I would like to share this stream with. And let's do that. So I'm going to go to groups, because they're going to have the questions. These are guys who own older products from Yolo. Let's see, in Espanol, I'm going to do that. I am also going to do, let's see, I know, hold on. Let me just search YOLO. There we go. Now we can choose them correctly. So Yolobox, Ultra users, Pro users, in-stream beta, early adopters, Brazil, and worldwide. So there. So now I'm sharing this to all of them. Hopefully a few of them will show up here, and then we can get into some like nitty-gritty questions, such as, you know, different scenarios of using this technology, because I like to share the variety of scenarios that are available for this technology, because it's very powerful what it can do, and it's a benefit to those who are either doing church services and multiple other type of things. And because I have so much connectivity, this device can handle an enormous amount. But before I get into the YOLO, here I'm showing off the tough signal. Now, the tough signal is, like you see, it looks like a Pelican case. And what makes it very powerful, very much like a YOLO, is that in the YOLO, you have the ability of adding a service where you can attach cellular modems, your Wi-Fi, your Ethernet, and combine the internet connectivity of the three and make them into one. So what that means to the consumer is that if you are in a location that has fairly poor internet, combining them will allow you to have a better internet, and then that way you can do, you know, powerful streams, especially when you have equipment like what I'm using today, or any other equipment. So this is not particular to the YOLO, but in the YOLO, it allows you to hook up 3 different connections. And this one, it is really designed for broadcast. Like, you can go from your lowest end live stream to high-end television broadcast. And what it can do is it can go, has super powerful antennas, which I'm going to try and show off here. There we go. Oops, I went too far. So hidden inside the case, you have, that's the case, antennas. You can see all those dots on the, like, right there, all those dots on the door, and hidden behind that panel are very powerful, well-designed, sophisticated antennas. And so what's really cool about that is those antennas can have up to 100 miles of reach. And the benefit of having 100 miles of reach is that, I mean, you know, what are not the limitations of that? You're able to go to a location, start broadcasting, screen broadcasting, live capture stop due to attempt to start invalid broadcast session. Oh, that's weird. Okay. So I guess something happened with my connectivity here. All right, let me try that. Okay. All right, sorry, just trying to reconnect my phone to the YOLO. So what's happening here is you have the ability of having up to 20 cellular signals, meaning that it's going to try and reach out to all these different cellular antennas, combine all those signals into one big pipe of internet, and then give you some amazing solid connection. That's the benefit of this one. It is insane. It is beautiful. It has a built-in battery as well. So you can put this in your vehicle, and there's multiple versions. There's the dual 5G. And now they have even newer boxes, which I'll be putting onto the website soon. But that is the benefit of those boxes. So going back to the home pages, oops. Okay, cool. I'm trying to see, trying to think here. Oh, all right, so in my pocket, I carry why is that freezing up now? That's weird. Are you freezing up on me there, YOLO? Huh. Very interesting. I don't know why. So apparently my cameras have decided to freeze on me simultaneously, which is a rarity. So I'm going to pull one out. Well, that's the YOLO deck. All right, never mind that. There we go. Huh. Now, oh, you know what it is? Okay, so let's try this again. All right, let's go to me. And let's see if that works. All right, let's try that. And okay, one camera is back. And the other one is still frozen, but I still have the audio coming in clearly through it. All right, well, here's what I wanted to show you guys. And apparently the YouTube video has stopped. Or it's on commercial or something. So, yeah. So we lost our feed because the gentleman stopped. And that's fine because, you know, some people have to take breaks. You know, you probably had to run to the bathroom. You don't want to take the whole audience with them. So the company I'm talking about, and this is not sponsored by the company, by the way. It is called Link. Now, you've seen Dot. You've probably seen Popple. You've probably seen, you know, countless other options and alternatives. And what I really like about Link, and I just want to make sure that the audio is coming from an appropriate feed. There we go. All right, USB-C. Okay, fine. All right. So, for example, this is my Link card. All right. And in the back, it has a QR code, which will link to my business page. What's cool about it is how it works. So I'm going to do one thing here. And bear with me. So, so we're going to do this. So I'm going to show you my iPhone. And as I'm preparing my iPhone to be able to demonstrate to you what I'm doing. There we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this card. I'm going to tap it to the back of the car of my phone, and you're going to see the result. So here's my phone. There's my link, so you can actually scan that if you wanted to go to my card. But I'm going to show you what it looks like here. So here you tap, and unlike Dot and unlike Popple and others, you have a quick little mini business card show up at the bottom. And you can click open on that, and it'll show my card, right? So link there, ba, ba, ba. Now, in my case, it's going to show a little bit differently because obviously I am me. But let's hide the instructions. All right, so this is what you get. You'll be able to see my social media. You get to learn all about me, et cetera, et cetera. You get some demonstrations of some of the technology I sell, some of the podcasts and different types of content you can create, as an example. You can also exchange your contact information with me. So that's the beautiful thing about the card. But really what it comes down to is, I was showing the wrong camera there. Hold on one second, because that one's frozen. So let's reselect. We're going to use this camera, and we're going to use the iPhone. So we're going to show that off. All right, cool. And we're going to hit done, and there. So now what's cool is the application, because I pay for the service, now gives me a phone number. That phone number is going to allow me to receive the contact information of every individual that shares the information with me. What's great about that is that it basically acts as a CRM. basically contact management system. You're able to get all the information that they share, email, phone number, name. And then what the artificial intelligence of that technology does is suggest messages that you can interact and engage with that person. So as far as a lead and a contact and that type of thing, it's really powerful. It really allows you to start communicating with people a little bit more, like reminding you. If I go to NAB today and I meet like 100 people, I'm not going to remember all of them. Now, if they give you a business card, and I'm going to bring me back to camera again, there is a feature, a scanner, basically that will scan all the NAB badges that people are wearing, because some people run out of business cards. So you're able to scan that. You can scan their business card, or you can scan their QR code, right? And then what it does is it's going to go and try to find the contact information of that person. Now here's a bunch of people that I've already done that with. You'll notice that it says add note and add tags, and you'll also notice images. What it does is it actually goes to LinkedIn using artificial intelligence and finds those people, of which you can then get visual confirmation. Oh, you know what? I didn't even show you anything. This is when you get confused with director mode. All right. So here I was showing you, that's the badge option, right? You can scan a badge from any convention that you go to. So you're not paying a ton of money. Oh, now it froze. All right, bear with me. NDI on the phone, not perfect. Let's see if it fixes anything. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, so you can then use business cards. Does a great job with business cards. Then you can also use QR codes. And then what it does is it'll find these people's information. It'll go to their social media and get their images. That way you can say, oh, I remember that person. I remember talking to them. We talked about certain things. And so that's what makes it ideal. So that's one thing. So let's get out of there. The other thing it's capable of doing is when somebody calls you at that phone number, one of the cool things you can do is if they call you or you call them, it uses AI to listen to the recording, give you not only everything that everybody said as a transcript, but then it also has the ability of summarizing that conversation. So what's great about that, what's very powerful about that is that if you end up talking to them later, or you want to pick up the phone and say, okay, who have I not spoken to in a while? And you can tap into the names. You're going to be like, I don't remember who this person is, but the conversation is there. Everything you ever said to them, everything they said to you, complete reminder. You're going to be like, oh, that's right. We did talk about that. So very, very cool, very, very powerful tool and feature. And it's just one of those things that will help benefit your business in ways that you can't even imagine. The other thing it does is on the same timeline of those conversations where the transcript, it lives, you'll be able to have your text messaging there and your email in the same timeline. So that person, all the communications you ever had with them is all in one timeline. I think that's beautiful. It also creates an automated task list saying, hey, you haven't spoken to these people in a while. Then it's going to use AI, and based on the conversations, hey, you guys talked about coffee, you talked about McDonald's, you talked about, YOLO. It's going to give you 3 different suggestions as to how you can start that conversation with text or whatever, or email. You can also create your own conversation emails to reintroduce yourself. And you can have those snippets saved. So when you start that email, it'll give you access to those shortcuts to the snippets. And now you just instantly made an email, and it's going to automatically place their names and everything in there. So very, very cool, powerful stuff. Great way to network. And I highly suggest if you're an entrepreneur, it's a great communication tool. Also, the fact that it gives you a phone number in the payment. So if you're doing your monthly, which I think is $29.99, you're getting a phone number which will ring in your cell phone. And you can have all those conversations. Now, I know on the new iPhones, they have the ability to record the call. This is different. It automatically does it. You don't have to remember to do it or all that type of stuff. So that's that. Let's see if there's any comments. No comments. Has anybody ever even tuned in? Is Facebook just being mean to me? I think Facebook's being mean to me, even though people have shared. Don't know. All right, so other things that I can share. Here, for example, is me showing off at NAB the conversation. That's Broadfield. Here's other products that I basically work with and sell. That is Bird Dog. I sell Bird Dog product. Western Digital, I sell their products, all their sizes, all their, down to the network style, to the SD cards. This is all the SanDisk. All these are all the products that I do offer, either online or offline. You can call me and let me know what you're interested in as a product. Here we're showing our video wall offers. So I don't have this on the website, but I do sell video walls, very powerful video walls for churches, indoor or outdoor, or even floor panels. Here, for example, is some sampling of some video streams that we do at our garage podcast. So I think, I've gone through some things. It's a little unusual that I have not had a lot of people tune in. But if you're here, please say hello. That way I know that I'm not just blowing hot air. And I'm at my home studio. Those who, again, do not know who I am, you're just tuning in now. I am Carlos Phoenix with Live Streaming Master. Hey, Robert Brooker, how are you? Let me make this a little bit bigger. So I'm using the Extreme, which is the new device. You probably are familiar with what I'm talking about if you've watched my lives already before. Let me make this live again. Okay, a little bit bigger. So how are you, Robert? It's been some time. I haven't seen you in a little bit. Thank you for joining. This is the most portable studio setup ever. So interesting information. The light I'm using, I think it cost me like 10, 15 bucks. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now, let me see if I can place this a little bit differently. It always gives me like a small... All right, let's see how that goes. And let's see if that... it's still small. Anyway, I was trying to, make the comment a little bigger. And I can probably make it bigger, but I don't know. It's weird. So I'm showing off some of the new features of this device. So this is the Extreme. Since, Robert, if you want to ask questions, it might be making this video more productive. And let's see. You'll notice here on the page that it is massive. It is a massive device. And meaning that it has the ability of supporting 8 cameras through HDMI. It can do 8 wireless cameras through NDI. It can do 3 USB cameras. So you're really basically prepared for concerts or whatever other craziness that people want to do. Very, very powerful in itself. Let me see if I can put myself in shot here. There we go. And so I'm going to just kind of move this around. So this is, now keep in mind that I'm showing this off without a computer. This is all inside of the Extreme, which is this device that I'm showing you on screen. Oh, wait. Yeah, it is programmed. Okay, good. So obviously the price is a little bit higher than the other boxes I've sold before. But what makes it really, really awesome is that it's a 11.2-inch OLED screen, super bright, great refresh rate. So if you're doing sports, if you got 12 cameras out there doing sports, you're able to go crazy and have sports with it. It does 4K. It has 60 frames a second if you choose. Here's all your connectivity, including your audio inputs. Now, my audio input's a little bit different. I'm using a camera, a wireless microphone, so I don't have a mixer and all that type of stuff plugged in. But you're able to do that. You can do a 4K streaming and ISO recording, which basically means that the cameras that I have plugged in it'll be able to record each individual camera's footage, even if you're not showing it on screen. It's able to support all that. So, very, very cool stuff. You're looking for all the ports. You can say it's bananas. You're right. It is. That is correct. Again, very, very powerful technology, and I love it. I mean, I'm using it. This is what you're seeing. You're able to produce, obviously, lots of different types of content. You can go nuts. Obviously, you can go nuts here. Just showing off all the different things you can do. So imagine having 4 guests there. And that's not obviously the only product that I offer that does a lot of this stuff. I sell all the different YOLO technologies. So let's quickly run through that if that's okay with you, so that I have something to talk about on screen. All right, so the first device here is actually what I'm doing all my switching with. I just now have a little controller. I'm able to switch cameras, put on graphic overlays, and so on. So an example would be this, just a little web overlay. I can do a video overlay, which is like my phone right now. I can add an image, which would be my logo to my podcast. And I can go nuts. And that's just me pressing buttons on this device. Here's your Extreme. Here is the Ultra, which is what I was using for many years now, including being able to go on TikTok and, that's what I wanted to do. Maybe the next stream. TikTok and all that type of stuff vertically. This is a PTZ camera that is vertical for the Ultra, as well as the InStream, which is this device here. So the InStream allows you to stream vertically on all your vertical applications. And then my other favorite is the Mini, which I carry when I'm traveling and I want to go live streaming with professional cameras. That allows you to do that. The Pro is, it's the oldie. The old G is sold out now. That was the original Yolobox. So really cool. I offer all their options, and that's what makes what I do a lot of fun. Very good. And then I'm just here, literally in my living room, doing my thing. And I just wanted it to not look like a living room. So that's what this setup looks like. And what's cool is being able to do a quick live video with minimal issues. So what do you think, Robert? What do you think? Oh, I didn't realize I had 2 setups that way. All right, well, there you go, another setup. I can delete that one. I'm sure there's a delay. So let's see, other things that I was doing earlier was, showing off my phone. This is my iPad, which I'm actually watching the stream from there. And what I do find interesting is how Facebook is just not really sharing. It's almost like making it not worth going live with on Facebook, which is not good. Not to mention that I know Facebook has now put a limitation of all your lives are not being kept. Meaning, in 30 days, it'll just be deleted. Oh, hold on one second. A delay between me speaking and you, or is there a delay between my voice and the video? Okay, I don't know what that means, but Super chat in another stream. Okay. So, some of the stuff that I was talking about also is the ability to, let's say I wanted to talk about an application. Being able to, let's say, for example, here on my iPhone, I have a whole screen just dedicated to Google. Then I have a page dedicated to, let's say, AI. A page dedicated to creative applications, being able to do video editing and all that type of stuff. Even Canva is on there. So, what I'm trying to also demonstrate is how many opportunities there are to create content. Oh, I wasn't even. I got to get used to this whole craziness. All right, so I set this up on director mode. What direct mode means is that I can set up a shot, and then when it's all prepared, I get to show it to you. So now, basically showing you the shot. Now, this is what I was trying to show you before. So, like I said, I have a whole page dedicated to Google. Then I have a whole page dedicated to creative applications. And then I also have AB Syncs Great. It's interesting because one of my cameras is frozen for whatever reason, and that's where I'm patching my audio through. So even though it's frozen, I'm able to still use that. And here's all my AI applications that I use that are not like image creation and that type of stuff. I try not to use those type of AIs. One, because they charge you an arm and a leg, and two, I create my own creative stuff, so there's no point in me, using AI for that. So that's what I was trying to show you, in being able to be flexible. An example, let's now create another one of these, and I'm going to have my iPad and with myself. So there we go. So now, the same setup that I just showed you with the phone, I'm going to reverse in order to be able to show off the iPad. So, for example, now the iPad is that way. And then I can switch it. It's basically what I'm trying to say. So here is the phone, here is the iPad, and I'm able to kind of, demonstrate different things with each one. So there. What else can I show? You can do lots of visual graphics, video playback. So here, for example, is some content that I created for a convention, not a convention, it was like a rally some time ago. And we had professional cameras and different setups where we had 3 or 4 cameras, we had musical guests, we had, political type conversations, and so on. So in that particular case, we did a show with 2 Yoloboxes. One Yolobox was indoors for a quick podcast while 1,000 people were waiting outside. The other Yolobox was outside, where we had it connected to a truck with big screens on it, and people were able to watch the podcast inside. And then we went outside for the rally, and it was one broadcast to the internet using 2 different Yoloboxes and being able to go nuts back and forth, because 2 Yoloboxes can talk to each other, and you can broadcast one to the other. All right, so other things I'm going to show off right now. So I'm going to disconnect this camera. So this is the other camera that was connected. This is where the audio is coming from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly switch. Let's see, USB 1. I'm going to turn on this microphone. I'm going to turn off this one. All right. And all right, so now I'm going to use the microphone of the other device. I'm going to reconnect my other camera. And let's see if the Yolobox will reconnect. Now I know this one's going to sound echoey because I'm using the microphone of the webcam that I'm using. And even though the webcam is a webcam, it's not following me. All right, let's see if it does anything. It doesn't. Oh, okay, now it's following me. There you go. There you go. Good camera. Thank you so much. So, all right. So let's see. It just doesn't want to reconnect. So let's pull this out here. Let's try if that works. And we'll see if it, there we go. Perfect. So now I'm going to switch my audio once again. And here's the other camera. All right, very good. And now I'm going to switch my audio again. So now the audio of the other camera does not want to kick in. So let me see what that's about. For some reason, it just didn't want to reconnect. So the audio might just end up being echoey for a little while. It's not wanting to transmit the audio. Awkward. Awkward indeed, because it's showing on the camera itself. All right, well, that's just things I got to figure out. Such is life. But I think I kind of went through most of what I wanted to show off here. And I'll have to figure out another way of connecting the microphone to the YOLO. There's ways. I have other microphones as well, which will plug into USB-C as well, and all that type of stuff. But I'm glad that I was able to show off some of the stuff that's happening at NAB, because that's really what my interest was. NAB started today, and oh, you know what? There is one more thing. Ooh, just like what's his name? Steve Jobs. If you're still here, Robert, you might enjoy this. All right, let's see if it lets me. Let's see if it lets me. All right, very good. All right, very good. So now, one of the things that one of my clients, not clients, one of the vendors that I sell, they launched something new today. So I want to be a good vendor, a good little vendor as I am, and I want to share what they announced today. So I'm going to be a good boy, and I'm going to play it through. Now, also, thank you for being here. All right, very good. And now I also patch my, let's see, NBI2, very good. I'm going to turn on that audio so that way you can hear what they're about to say. And that's it. So, you know, I'm doing it all by hand, so my apologies. But here we go. And now you'll still hear me kind of in the background. In fact, hold on a second. Do I want to do, let's see, I want to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to swap the video. Yes. Cool. So we're going to do it this way. Very good. Now, this is a company called PTZ Optics. I thought I had the other camera on. PTZ Optics, which is a PTZ camera, but they also they have lots of different cameras. I have some of them on my website, and I'm going to update the website with a lot more of their product because they're that good. They're that good. I love their product, and I totally want to support them in many ways. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what you've been watching behind the scenes of all this. So, because also the lighting is changing and all that type of jazz, so I want to make sure that I explain any changes that you're seeing and how it makes sense. But also it shows you how powerful some of the stuff that I'm doing can be to you. All right, here we go. I'm going to press play.
PTZ Optics. Hi, I'm here with Randy Johnson. How are you?
I am so excited. I cannot believe this. We're finally here.
PTZ Optics has been in business for over 10 years, and I think this is the biggest day in our company's history.
Oh, for sure. And our partners, they are so excited about the launch of this. They've been waiting and waiting, and they are pumped up. Like, all I hear is, I can't wait for NAB for Hive to launch. So
Everyone who has been on the wait list, today is the day. Across the globe, we have people in Asia, in Europe, in South America, downloading and going live with Hive today.
yeah, and we've taken it a step further, and created an enterprise plan. So you have a lot of locations, we've got you covered. Large enterprise companies, we've got you covered. Broadcasts all across the world.
Thank you everyone who's been waiting a full year for this product. We won Best Remote Production Software here at NAB last year. Now this year, we're launching the Enterprise Plan, which for just $3,000 a year gives you unlimited studios. This is a game changer in the industry.
Oh, yes. I mean, nobody can top that.
This is a big deal for us. Now, last thing I'll say is that we are going to give away a free month of Hive to everyone. You could be a PTZ Optics customer. You could be a Panasonic or Sony camera user. We support over 400 PTZ cameras, and today is the launch.
Hey, even access security cameras, right?
It's true. We support OnVIF and RTSP, NDI. There's two really big features that we're rolling out. You can come to our booth to check it out. We're doing a multi-bridge situation where you can have a central control room with studios all around the world. You can also do NDI output, and we've got a whole bunch more features, but I want to save some of those for you. I want you to download Hive right now. You can go to ptzoptics.com/Hive, download it, but you can't do it yet. We gotta push the Hive button, and we're gonna do that as a team.
Yes.
So I'm gonna invite the team over. We are going to launch Hive here at NAB 2025. Brandy, I'm gonna let you hit the button. So go ahead and hit the launch button right here. Thank you. That's
Where's
it.
the launch button?
Right there, NAB 2025. Just hit that right there. Click that right there. Boom. Okay. Hive is now available for download globally.
We want to see you at NAB. If you are here, come and check it out. You don't want to miss it.
All right, there you go. So there you have it. They just launched the Hive, and I'm going to be placing that on our website soon. So that way you're able to do broadcasts from PTZ cameras that are placed all around the world that are connected to the network, which then connects to their service, which will then go through the internet, which means if you have cameras set up, let's say in a church in California, and you're the same church in New York or Florida, you're able to then do the productions on both sides and access all that camera stuff feeds into their service, and then you're able to do the entire program and live stream from there. So really powerful, more like it just gets more and more powerful as we go along on the things you're capable of doing with minimal type of equipment. Of course, you need good internet. So really cool. I'm gonna now show this setup right now. This little live streaming setup. So this is the camera that I'm holding in my hand right now. That's this. And I'm gonna switch. Boom. So here we're outdoors. This is my iPad. All right. Here is